Street Fighter was, right? So because the game was coming out, and well, this was like a month or so ago. Since the game was coming out soon, I was like, hey, let me talk to somebody from Street Fighter. Let me talk to somebody from Capcom, something, right? Mm-hmm. So this lady kept popping up on my timeline, and I was like, oh, she works on Street Fighter. She turned out to be the voice of Yuri.
Oh, right? Dope.
No, not dope.
Okay.
So I contact her, and I send my emails, I send my DMs, and it's just sitting there, right? So I hop in her comments like, "Hey, check your DMs," and then maybe like a week before the game comes out, she hits me, right? She responds back to my DM, and she says, the formal shit. Hey, hello, thank you for taking interest and want to interview me. I took a look at you guys' content, and I want to say that there seems to be a lot of rap music guests on your show, and it seems to be a lot of foul language, so I'm going to have to respectfully decline and say no. She said, I'm not a rap artist, so I have no reason to be on your show. So,
Yeah.
So, I feel like she just saw a show, like she looked at her Instagram and saw a show hosted by three black men and said, oh, this has to be some urban. This has to be something hip-hop related. Why would I go on the hip-hop music show? I'm like, nothing in our Instagram
or any
denotes anywhere. Like, we like music, we talk about music from time to time, but that's not what the show's about.
Not at all.
So, I'm being respectful. So I said, respectfully, ma'am, I don't think you looked at shit on our page. I don't think you take the time to look at our page. I think you just saw three black men and said, hey, this is some music related stuff, and you just don't want to do that. I think it's your comments are very racist, because I had to check with them first. I was like, yo, am I bugging?
Yeah, I was like, no.
It was just wild. And then she replied back with some, oh, it's not that, maybe I'm looking at the wrong show. And then she said something about, oh, African Americans have been harassing me, and I'm just taking liberties to protect myself and shit like that.
Those exact words?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't got to show it to me.
It's me paraphrasing, but it's something along the
lines that
like
she's being harassed online, and unfortunately, it's been African Americans.
So she thought that we were in that group of African Americans that were chastising her, and we were trying to bring her on the show to, I guess, to like berate her or something like that.
I guess.
I don't know.
Yo, pay attention.
I didn't know this lady from Adam.
Yeah.
She just popped
Watch a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Could, maybe not. But it's just the fact that our show is about, video games, anime, movies, comic books.
A little bit of everything.
We dabble in the music and shit like that from time to time, but it's not the basis of the show. But to just see that and then make that assumption without any research, it was just
ignorant.
Yeah, so we talked about it, but so like the thing that I guess that rubbed me the wrong way was, so he messaged her initially, and she made the initial thing, and he was like, no, that's not really what the show is about. Maybe you got the wrong thing. So then she went, I guess she allegedly went to go look again and said, no, I only see music artists or whatever, rap artists on the show or whatever. And for me, it's like, first off, if you don't want to be on the show, that's fine. I can't. I won't begrudge anybody. I like if she'd have been like, hey, look, I listened to a couple episodes. The language you guys use or the thing is not necessarily something I want to be associated with. I can't fault nobody for that. That's fine. That's understandable. But when she was like, oh, it's just nothing but rap artists or rap musicians and music, and that's for me disconcerting, because like if you go through, we've had two people who or rap
like two
artists?
or three people who do music
like
they
if
also
you count,
dabble in comic books and stuff
if you count the Milo the Cat dude, and
it's
then
like Milo the Cat,
Mark Cooper,
Mickey Fax, Cooper,
we had Mickey Fax, and Crondon. And even the Crondon thing is, we didn't even have him on because of the music. We had him on because
he was on
Black Lightning. Yeah. So it wasn't even about the music, that he just happened to be a rapper. So, but whatever. Yeah. And Mark Cooper, he raps, but the things he raps about is nerd adjacent, nerdcore rap. So it's like, it's even through the same lens of anime, comic books, all that pop culture type of shit. So it's not even like we just have just rappers on here. So and that's like, we've had 200 and this would be 34 episodes today, and that's 4. So that's 230 episodes of not that.
Then she said she looked through it and said, I don't see any voiceover artists on your.
And we had
our very first episode was Larry Kenny, the voice of Lionel from the Thundercats.
We had Mona Marshall.
We had Mona Marshall.
That's fire.
Who voices Kyle's mom on South Park.
Yeah. So it's not like So it's not like we have like a mad voice over actors.
But you've had people.
But we've had them on the show before.
Mad guests on here.
So
We've interviewed Kevin Eastman.
yeah, like
The
45
co-creator of the
times.
Ninja Turtles.
That's not a rapper. We had him out.
He don't got no bars.
Yeah, well, he might. I don't know. I don't know
Might have
Kevin
some
like
bars.
that.
He's in his basement writing bars
Yeah,
right
exactly.
now.
I don't know.
You have no idea.
Turtle shells, you're going to hell. I don't know.
Hey, Walt.
But I don't know. So for me, it's just like that was like this. I was like, yo, you're not even trying. And it's like, again, if you don't want to be in the show, don't be in the show. And this isn't. I don't want anybody to hear like, oh, we're just mad because you don't want to be in the show. It's not that she doesn't want to be in the show. If you don't want to be in the show, that's fine. You don't have to be on the show. You're not the first person, and you're not going to be the last person to not want to be a part of that. But at the very least, be honest, I guess. Or
She's looking for a way out.
Yeah, looking for a way out. But
Show the worst way.
in the worst way, because that's not what the show is about.
And this can like let's say she was to say things the way she did, right?
Yeah.
This could easily turn into like a PR situation where, and I'm not saying that you guys are ever going to do this. You guys don't seem like that type.
so bad.
I know you do, but you guys aren't going to do that. You guys are better than that. You're not going to put it on social media.
I'm not better than that.
Oh, shut up.
God's still working on me.
All the time.
Regardless, I don't see you guys putting it out there so that she gets, you
It's
know.
out there now.
Oh, never mind. I mean, it is, but
Not in a major way. though.
yeah, you get what I'm saying.
In one of these responses, she said, but you know what? I've been stalked for 5 years by guys, unfortunately African American, who have been highly disrespectful
It's
and
those
abusive to me.
words.
Yeah.
It's not been fun for me. It's been super stressful.
It's words.
What the
It's the
fuck
words.
does that have to do
Nothing.
with us asking for an interview
Nothing.
and
On the
you
show.
saying that you
Nothing.
supposedly did research? There's nothing. So
It's just bad.
So
it's just bad.
because we're black, you don't want to be on our show.
Pretty much. That's how.
That's what comes off.
This is why people ain't in
Yeah.
charge of their own Instagrams and shit. Because you wind up
But
saying dumb
you
shit
know,
like this.
in a day of social media, like you shouldn't be saying that to people. And anyway, this is the easy way to get. I'm sorry, I listened. You know, I'm just not a fan.
Not for me.
I'm gonna choose to decline.
Yes.
and
It's cool.
That's it.
and
No issue with that.
literally nothing.
But then it's always hip hop and it's all that's like, but that's not rap with number rap.
And if you
that's
think
not what we do.
one, even if hip hop was the reason she was going about this, and I say that with quotations, if you
Yeah.
really look at the last Street Fighter 6, it's a very hip hop based game.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you now look like a jackass.
Didn't the last one have Just Blaze doing the soundtrack?
Yeah, but also, I guess the other thing is she's like 60,
The voice actor, yeah, she's
like
also
60, right? So she's an older lady.
She began the message with, I'm scrolling through your podcast now. I don't recognize anyone. Usually I see people from voiceover I know. Cool.
That's fine. I mean, and you're right. And depending on how far down she went, she probably wouldn't have seen a voiceover actor. But then, which is whatever. But then it's like when you respond back to say, hey, this is not quite what our deal is. And then she responds back still like, no. It's like, all right, man.
I have to consider my whole audience, not just part of it.
What rapper did she see? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's what I'm saying.
What rapper did
What
you
rapper
see?
who did you see?
If you don't recognize nobody from... All right, so if you don't recognize nobody from voiceovers, how the fuck are you going to recognize somebody from rapping?
I don't know.
Music videos.
And then what rapper
We
did you
don't
find?
have anything on our Instagram that would promote... Like, the only
I'm
thing
just-
I can think of is that day that she actually responded to my message, I reposted some of Mark Cooper because he just put out a new song
Oh, that's probably
about 2K or something like that.
But
And I
that's
was like,
one thing. And then if you listen to Mark Cooper's shit is like clean, I feel like.
Yeah, he
mostly.
doesn't-
Pretty much. He don't really
Even if that was the case, she said I was scrolling through your
like
podcast.
more than one thing. You would
That's
assume.
more than one podcast. So what else was she looking at?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Don't feel like nothing at least.
But me and Jessica Strauss got beef. If he wasn't the black man that was harassing her before,
We're not gonna be the black people the rest of the time.
we're not gonna do it now.
We're just gonna
I'm
move
say
on.
that.
We're just gonna move on from it's just annoying. It's like I don't know.
annoying.
It's
That's
just
the first time
annoying.
somebody said they didn't want to interview, they didn't want to be on our show because we was black. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it just feels
It is.
weird.
It is.
But I mean, whatever. It's your prerogative. So we just know not to ask her again. And we're just gonna do two fingers sideways like a pimp.
Oh,
Deuce.